I'm here with Derek, who is our senior die engineer, and also Steve Cornelius, who you well know as our value stream OEM manager, and you've probably seen him at shows or talked to him on the phones many times. But here at Laser Technologies, outside of laser cutting, we've also used stamping in-house. And a lot of people don't know this, but we've been doing stamping for over 20 years. We do both progressive tools as well as compound tools. We have presses that range anywhere from 60 tons all the way up to 700 tons in capacity. So some of the things we wanted to talk about today were why go to stamping versus laser cutting, and then when you do decide to go to stamping, what type of tooling should I be investing in? Should we be looking at progressive dies? Should we be looking at compound dies? What are the differences? What are some of the challenges? Here at Laser Technologies, as I mentioned, we do all of our own die engineering for our small tools. Derek does all of that type of design as well as some of our other engineers. We also do all of our own tool building in-house. So our machine shop is equipped not only for secondary operation, we're equipped to do die manufacturing. So we have 5 Burr machine centers in-house, all CNC driven. We have 2 turn-in centers. We have a wire EDM. So here's some of the vertical machining centers. Derek, what kind of components would be considered to be machined on a die?
So most of the components are going to see some time in a vertical machining center. If they're not finishing the component, they would be prepping them for the wire EDM operation. So doing all of your drilled and tapped holes and wire start holes, squaring the blocks, that would all take place in the vertical machining center.
Another key piece of equipment, and this is probably the most important piece of equipment when designing and building a die, is a wire EDM. This is an electrical discharge machine. So we basically are utilizing a copper wire. We're charging it with electricity, and we're actually cutting the material blocks with an electrical current. So it's a extremely precise way of cutting parts. And Derek, what are some of the components that we would typically be setting this machine up for?
This machine would cut anything that has the part geometry. So we would be cutting the die block, the punches, the shedders, as well as any other components that have a tolerance requirement tight enough to justify the wire EDM there.
The type of tolerances that this machine will hold are tenths of a thousandth of an inch tolerances. So Derek, how does that play into the die design itself? Why do you need those type of clearances?
So with stamping and die cutting, you typically run 5 to 10% of your material clearance. And with some of the thinner gauges of material that we run, we've got anywhere from 5 to 8 tenths of clearance in between these components while they're working. So everything has to be very accurate if you want a good part that's going to pass inspection.
Mm-hmm. So does the clearance help not only on integrity of the geometry, but does it also have any effect on the burr of the part?
Yeah, the more clearance you have, the more or less clearance that's going to affect your cut and break of the die. And like I said, typically you want to run between 5 and 10% of your material thickness for your cutting clearances.